An interesting power struggle happening in the world's game. Yes, following the World Cup, FIFA is now facing a major leadership crisis, with federations now calling for President Gianni Infantino to step aside and demanding an independent investigation into his handling of a controversial plan to sell a stake in the World Cup commercial rights. In a scathing open letter released yesterday, UEFA and Concacaf and the Asian Football Confederation took aim at its leadership, writing in part, "Leadership in football is not a possession. It is not about holding or demanding power to be held. When trust is broken through deception, when an individual places himself above the collective and they entrusted him with authority, that duty has been abandoned." Those are shots fired. We are now joined by our soccer analyst, ESPN's Herculez Gomez. Herc, what's really behind this FIFA crisis, and why is this happening now in the afterglow of what felt like a very successful World Cup?
Money and power, Peter, a tale as old as time. This is really Game of Thrones here. And the Sharks, they smell blood in the water. Why right now? Because Gianni Infantino made the mistake of getting too greedy. He just hosted or conducted the biggest sporting event in the history of sports. And what does Gianni Infantino say? I want more. But he goes rogue. He looks for 20 billion for commercial rights, a percentage, 20% of these commercial rights with private equity. And he doesn't tell anybody in his inner circle. He doesn't tell anybody in FIFA. And this rubs everybody around FIFA, which is supposed to be a nonprofit, the wrong way. And now there's institutional opposition. The Sharks are circling. They see an opportunity to get Gianni Infantino out and place whoever they want in. There are no good guys in this scenario. There are only worse guys. That's what's happening here, and this is why it's happening now.
I'm laughing because it seems crazy. You couldn't even imagine it. And yes, this is actually the reality. I ask you, though, as someone who just loved 6 weeks of World Cup soccer, is the World Cup as we know it and what we just consumed, is that at risk?
No. Listen, I just told you that FIFA hosted the biggest sporting event in the history of sports, the most lucrative World Cup in their history, again, in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. There's no way they're letting this golden goose go. There's no way this cash cow in any way will be jeopardized. But there will be change. These open letters, they don't actively ask for Gianni Infantino to resign, but they sort of imply it. But in no way, shape, or form is the biggest cash cow they have in jeopardy.
This guy sort of seems like he's invincible. It feels like there's a bit of Game of Thrones going on right now. So I ask, could this actually be the beginning of the end for Infantino, or does he still have the power and the money to survive all of this?
Oh man, both. He's definitely on the ropes. It could be the beginning of the end. There's for the first time actual front runners emerging, actual opposition. But these FIFA things aren't won. These elections, they're not won with open letters. They're not won with public scrutiny. They're won in backroom lobbying. And if there's something that Gianni Infantino is very good at, it's that. There are 211 members in FIFA. They all have a vote. It doesn't matter how small your country is in footballing terms or how big. One vote is the same. Right now, he's a little less than half in terms of support. Can he?
Oh, did we just lose him? Herc was cooking right there. We're gonna see if we can get Herc come back here. He's back. Herc's back. Herc, finish your point there. You're talking about whether or not he'll survive.
Yeah, he can survive this absolutely because he's very good at lobbying. He's a politician. He's aligned himself with some unsavory people. This is what FIFA is. They're supposed to be a nonprofit. They treat it as anything such. So can he get 106 votes? Yes, he can. That is the unfortunate part. But don't think that Gianni Infantino goes out the door and all the problems are solved. No. Another Gianni Infantino will come in his place.
Okay, that's a pretty bleak outcome and outlook right there. But you know what? The soccer was amazing and the World Cup was fantastic. So were you right there, Herc. Thanks for coming in and bringing the fire on that situation.